All right, getting the live streams going. All right. We can start in 5 minutes.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Easy cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that. Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your guts say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look
What's up, everybody?
grammar ain't
Getting started in a
right.
couple minutes. Hit that like button. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the chat. We're streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scam awareness class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store.
What's up,
and buy
everybody?
gift
Getting started in a couple
cards.
minutes. Say hi in the chat. Hit that like button. Let me know you're watching. Lots of good stuff coming up.
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, got wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamaware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, then you broke in despair. Stay woke, my people, man, these crooks don't care.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your
1 minute
bank.
left.
Message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry? What's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101. We don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop. Breathe, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101. Learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. 101. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, asks one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog spring? Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, let's go. It's Thursday. You know what that means. Time for the weekly live stream. Hey, if it's your first time joining, say hi in the chat, hit that like button, let me know you're watching. And let me tell you a little bit about us over here at Scamware 101. I am Jared, founder of Scamware 101, and our mission here is to spread awareness about scams that target individuals. You, me, your friends, your family, your loved ones, right? Because we're being targeted from all directions every day, whether it's email scams, phone call scams, text message scams, even snail mail scams. We're being targeted all day long, and sadly, many people are losing money, lots of money, life savings, retirement funds, everything they got. Because these scammers nowadays, they're ruthless. They want to take everything you have. So what we try to do over here at Scamware 101 is make you aware of these scams. So for about the next 2 hours, we're going to go over about 20 different types of common scams that are actively circulating now. We're going to go over red flags to help you recognize those scams. Because a lot of times, the only way to stop these scams is knowing the red flags, right? And we're going to show you real examples of email scams, phone call scams, text message scams, because we believe knowledge is the best defense against scams. And how do you gain that knowledge? By actually seeing examples. We show you the scams that are circulating. So with that said, hit the like button, share this live stream. Let's get some more people over in this over on this live stream. Say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. We're streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure to join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com. Check it out and go join mailing list right here. You can also follow us on all your favorite social media: YouTube, Blue Sky, X, Facebook, Threads, Instagram. We're on them all. But join the mailing list. It's free to join. It's the best way to keep up to date. So visit scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. We also have some merch available in our merch store if you want to support the mission over here. Over on our YouTube store and in our gift shop. We have some coffee mugs, Scamware coffee mugs, travel mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, all cool Scamaware 101 merch to remind you and your friends not to fall for scams. They make great gifts for that loved one that keeps falling for scams as well. So check that out. It's in our YouTube store and our gift shop over on our website. We also have YouTube memberships enabled. If you want to help support us, sign up for a YouTube membership. And we have super chats and super thanks enabled as well over on YouTube. So we'll take anything you got. We appreciate it. Everything helps. Trying to do something good over here. Get out the word about these scams so you can protect yourself, protect your loved ones, and stay safe from these scammers, right? Because they're ruthless. They're advancing every day. They're extremely clever. And look, anybody can fall for a scam. You know, if you think you're too smart to fall for a scam, that's what the scammers want you to think. All right, so without further ado, let's dive into it and go over some common scams to be aware of. They're actively circulating now. Starting with fake Evite scams. We've been seeing an uptick on this type of scam for the past couple weeks now. And basically what these scammers do is they send fake Evite emails that impersonate popular services like Evite and Punchbowl. They're realistic looking emails, but they include a malicious link that will either download malware onto your device or it's going to steal your login details, your email login details. So here's the thing about that. What's going on with these fake Evite scams, when they infect their victim, it actually emails their contacts, right? So here's two examples of the scam that's actively circulating here. And you can see that they look very realistic, right? There's Punchbowl, an email that impersonates Punchbowl, has their logo there, claiming you're invited. There's an email that impersonates Evite, that has the Evite logo, and claims that you're invited to a celebration of life, right? But if you click those buttons, or if you click the RSVP now button, it's actually going to infect you with malware. It's going to infect you with malware or take you to a fake login page that steals your email credentials, right? And we're seeing lots of reports of this one in groups, because what happens is one member of your friend friends or family or groups gets infected, they start emailing all their contacts, then they get infected, then they start emailing their contacts. So usually this type of scam and this type of virus, it spreads through your group, right, through your community. So be aware of this one. And really, this goes back to rule number 1. Never click links if you could avoid it, right? So if you get an email like this that's claiming to be from Punchbowl, claiming to be from Evite, and even if it looks like it came from a legit email address of one of your friends, the safest thing to do is to call up that friend, talk to them directly. Make sure, confirm that they actually sent it to you first, right? Because clicking that link, it could take you to a very realistic looking website. It's going to steal your information, or it's going to infect you with malware. So watch out for this scam. It's actively circulating. They look extremely real because of the logos that are in the emails, right? And you can see how they use the envelope graphics with the stamp. You're invited, right? But don't fall for it. It's a scam. So that's the first scam they're talking about this evening. We got plenty more coming up though too. So make sure to hit that like button. And let's get some more people in this live stream. We're going to go on for the next 2 hours. And we have the agenda up over here. See lots of scams we're going to be talking about. What's up, Yal? I see you over in the YouTube chat. If you're still here. Let's keep going. Next type of scam we're going to talk about, social media scams, specifically Facebook comments. Right? Social media is extremely dangerous. It's actually overtaken as the #1 way for scams to get initiated. Right? And this doesn't just apply to Facebook. This applies to all social media. Right? And we're going to go over some examples here of scams that you might see in the comments on social media. So let's start out with these fake prize and sweepstake scams. Now, the thing about this is this type of scam isn't just limited to social media. This is actually a classic scam. It's been around for years. Sometimes you get random phone calls claiming you won a prize. Sometimes you get postcards in the mail claiming that you won a prize. The Publisher Clearinghouse sweepstakes scam, right, where they're calling you up and saying you won from Publishers Clearinghouse. But here's some comments that are being left on posts. And they could be replies to your comments, or they could be comments that are left on posts that you made, right? And these are real examples of scams that are circulating. And you'll notice that these 3 examples I'm going to share right now, they actually impersonate someone else too. So the first one impersonates a Reba McEntire fans club, right? And it leaves a comment saying, "Congratulations, you have been selected as one of the random winners. Your name has appeared on the winning list. Please get back to me upon receiving this message," right? But it's a scam. Don't fall for it, right? Then you have the Eagle 100.9. That scammer's impersonating a radio station. And they said, "Jessica, congratulations on being chosen as today's winner. Visit my page." All right, but don't do it. It's a scam. And then you have Toby Mac giveaways. "Lorraine, you won. Visit my profile." It's a scam. Don't do it. And usually how these scams work is once they start communicating with you, they're going to try to steal your personal information, or they're going to try to trick you into paying fees and taxes on a prize that doesn't exist. Right? So it's suspicious if you're getting a communication about winning a sweepstakes that you'd never entered, especially. Right? If you never entered a sweepstakes and suddenly you're getting a call about it, don't trust it. Don't trust these comments. They're scams, right? The reason why they leave these comments instead of messaging you directly is because Facebook will block them if they message you directly. So instead, they leave comments. That's how they try to bypass the protections that are in place. So that's just one example of a comment of a scam they might see in the Facebook comments or on social media websites, right? The fake prize and sweepstakes scams. What's up, Dave? Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream as always. Weekend's almost here. Anybody else that's lurking, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people in here. The next scam you might come across in the comments over on social media are harmful links, right? And what I mean by that, you'll see this a lot on news pages and news posts. The scammers go in there and they start leaving comments saying that they have footage that hasn't been released or they witnessed it. And then they leave a malicious link that's going to infect you with the virus or try to steal your information. And here's some examples of that. And you don't have to look far for these at all. If you go check the comments of practically any news profile, news post on Facebook, you're going to see scams like this. But here's what they said. "I saw all unfold live. Here's the raw footage they're not showing." And there's the link to the fake website. Right? So they're trying to take advantage of the breaking news and people's curiosity and confusion. Right? Here's another person. "I managed to record the moment it happened." And then there's a link to the fake website. There's another comment. "I froze for a second, then hit record button. This is what I saw." And it links to the malicious website again. Right? So you always have to be careful with links, whether it's an email link or in this case, comment links. right? Comments, links being left by strangers. And you'll notice that these links here, a couple of them, they actually impersonate real websites. Like this one says skysports.website, right? So it's impersonating Sky Sports, but it's a scam. So that's the second type of scam you might encounter over in the comments on Facebook and social media. Now let me know if you've seen these before in the chat. And a third type of scam you might encounter over here on social media and in the comments, right, is they'll leave a comment asking you to message them or send them a friend request. Hey Aziz, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Right? And why are they leaving comments asking for you to message them or asking for you to send a friend request? Right? It's because, again, Facebook will block it if they try to message you directly. So by leaving a comment, they're trying to trick you into messaging them and you into sending a friend request to them. Then once you're engaged with them and talking to them, they're going to hit you with their scam. Right? A lot of times these scams, they'll turn into romance scams or pig butchering scams, which we're going to talk about next. But here's an example of what some of these say. Hello, sorry for the inconvenience. I saw your profile. It was really very interesting. You seem like a great person, so I'd really like to have you as a friend. I think we can keep in touch since I am new here on Facebook. Please send me a friend request. I'm waiting to accept you. It's a scam. Don't do it. If strangers are just leaving comments saying, hey, send me a message. Hey, send me a friend request. It's a scam. Right? There's another one. Jim, I have some questions for you. Could you please send me a private message or add me as a friend? It's a scam. Right? In this case, they're saying they have a question. And here's another one. Debbie, text me on messages, please. I just want to ask you something important. It's private, if okay with you. Right? So these are all tricks trying to get you to send friend requests to these scammers or to message these scammers. Because again, if they try to message you directly, it's going to get blocked. But if they leave a comment and trick you into messaging them, now they got you. Right? So those are just a couple examples of the various scams that you might encounter in Facebook comments or other social media sites, right? But again, it's just a few examples. There's so many other scams out there. It would take forever to cover them all, but that's a good start. So watch out for these fake prize and sweepstakes scams, these harmful comment links be left kind of on news websites, mostly on news posts, right? And then these messages and requests, you know, strangers asking you to send them a request or a message, right? They're all scams. Be suspicious. But let's talk a little bit more about what some of those scams might lead into. Specifically, pig butchering scams. Right? Let me know in the chat if you heard about this one before. So these pig butchering scams is when a scammer builds a fake relationship with the victim online, and it doesn't have to be like a romantic relationship. It could be just a friendly relationship, you know, with victims, right? And it convinced them into investing in something that's fake, and then they steal the victim's money, right? But the thing that's tricky about these pig butchering scams is they're actually a type of a long-term deception scam, right? And they start very innocently. They could start with a message on social media, like the ones I just showed you. Or it could start with like a wrong number. You get a wrong number text message. Oh, sorry for the wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends, right? Those are two classic ways that people get pulled into these long-term deception scams, right? And what they do is that they'll befriend you. They message you every day. They try to become your friend, make you think that you found a new buddy to talk to or even a romantic interest, right? And then after a week or two of building up trust, because that's what they're doing. They're building up trust, right? And then after a week or two, they hit you with the scam, right? And in this case, in a pig butchering scam, it's going to be an investment opportunity, okay? There's some common storylines, some common narratives to go along with this. That'll help you spot this scam, right? A lot of times they'll say, my uncle or my aunt is an investor, right? They'll say they're part of a private or an invitation-only investment group. Sometimes they'll say that they learned this investment trick or how to do these trades overseas, right? Those are three common narratives and storylines that these scammers use with these pig butchering scams. And the thing that's really dangerous about these pig butchering scams is that, again, they want to take your life savings. They want to take your retirement fund. They want to take everything you have, right? And what they'll do is they'll actually send you a link to a website or an app to download, right? And it'll look legit. It'll look very legit, the trading website or the trading app, right? But it's actually a scam. And what happens is these apps and these fake websites, they're designed for it to look like you're getting returns on your investment, right? And that's how to get you. They start off by tricking you into investing $800, $1,000, and you start seeing all these amazing returns, right, on the app. But it's all fake. There are no returns. It's actually fake, right? And sometimes they'll let you withdraw some of that money, so you gain confidence, like, oh, this is legit, right? Even though it's not, right? But it's all part of they want to pull you in, right? And this is why it's called a pig butchering scam. They call it fattening the pig, right? They make you think that you're going to make all this money and you're going to keep on putting more and more money into it, getting fat, right? And then once you have as much as your investment as you can into it, they're not going to let you withdraw it, right? They're not going to let you withdraw it, and then you disappear. And look, this type of scam is devastating, especially to the retired folks out there, because retired people have been taking their life savings, their retirement funds, putting it into these investment / pig butchering scams, and they're losing everything, right? And once they lose it, they can't get it back. Very convincing, again, because it's a long-term deception. They build up your trust first. They wait a week or two before even mentioning, the investment opportunity. And because of AI, these scams are that much more convincing now. These scammers, they can create realistic photos, realistic videos. They can clone voices, right? Very realistic scams. So watch out for this one. Don't trust strangers. Look, in 2024, and the numbers for 2025, they increased. But in 2024, over $744 million was lost just for consumers over 60 to this scam. So that's not even everybody. That's just the older folks out there lost $744 million to this scam. And it was even more in 2025, right? These pig butchering scams. So look, if somebody's approaching you about a crypto opportunity, be suspicious. You never met the person online or in real life before, right? Very common scam. Very common scam. So watch out for this one. I personally know people that have been scammed by this. I know someone lost $30,000 to this scam recently. So very believable. Watch out. Don't fall for it. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that like button. We'll be streaming for about 2 hours this evening. Lots of good information about scams, how to protect yourself, protect your loved ones. So plenty of time to invite some more people here. Share this link to the live stream, and let's spread awareness about these scams. We're trying to do something good. Because it takes a village to stop these scammers. We have to do our part, warn our neighbors, warn our family, warn our friends. Right? This next scam we're going to talk about is romance scams. This is when fraudsters create fake online profiles to establish romantic relationships, ultimately manipulating victims into sending money or personal information. Right? They prey on emotional vulnerability, and a lot of times they'll claim financial emergencies or medical emergencies and trick people into giving them money. Right? And like I said, this could evolve from one of those messages on Facebook, one of those comments on Facebook, right? You seem nice. Let's be friends. Well, yeah, after a week or two, they loop you into this romance scam, right? Dating websites, dating apps, they create the fake profiles. They use AI to post realistic looking pictures, right? Wrong number scams, we're going to be talking about that one in a little bit. But for wrong number scams, right, it starts off with there's a wrong number, but you seem friendly, let's be friends. They start messaging you every day for a week, and they're trying to get you hooked romantically, right? But there's some key giveaways, some common scam narratives to be aware of that these scammers use when they're making up excuses not to meet in person. Right? Sometimes they'll say that they're in the military, deployed overseas. Other times they'll say they're an oil rig contractor and they're stationed on an offshore rig. Sometimes they'll say they're an international worker and they're overseas on business. Right? Those are 3 common narratives that these romance scammers used not to meet you in person. Okay. And look, again, because of AI, these romance scams, they can be really convincing. They'll send you AI pictures. They'll send you AI videos that look real. They could change their voice and clone voices with AI, right? These scammers, they're using the latest technology to be extremely convincing. Right, so watch out for these romance scams. A lot of times they're going to fabricate emergencies. They're going to say they have a medical bill or a legal issue. Sometimes they say that they're going to come and see you, but they need money to resolve visa issues, passport issues, travel expenses, right? It's common tricks they use to get money from their victims, right? They'll ask for gift cards, Bitcoin. OnePay is a common method now. They ask you to go to Walmart and load a OnePay account, wire transfers. All red flags. We're going to talk about that later. But really, this goes back to what we learned as kids, right? We were told, don't trust strangers, right? Don't talk to strangers. Don't trust strangers, right? And that's what goes back to these romance scams. So, interesting documentary about this type of scam. It's called the Tinder Swindler. It's on Netflix. So go check out that documentary. Hundreds of thousands of dollars lost these romance scammers. And again, this is a long-term deception scam, right? They put in the time. They're going to gain your trust. after a few weeks, and then they're going to turn on the scam. So don't fall for it. What's up, John? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. So next scam we're going to talk about is just kind of an overall of AI scams, video and voice, right? Because I already mentioned it a few times and we're only 15 minutes into this live stream so far, right? So scammers using AI to clone their voice, to create videos, to make their scams extremely more believable. And what I did was just to show you how easily these scammers could clone themselves and create videos of themselves. I cloned myself. I cloned myself as just like a scammer would, and I have a video here that I'm going to play for you right now. And notice how I mentioned when we were talking about romance scams, I pointed out that these scammers, one of their narratives is they say they're on an offshore oil rig working, right? And that's why they can't meet up. Well, look, here's a video, an AI video of myself.
Hey, I just wanted to explain why I'm hard to reach sometimes. I'm back out on the rig again, and the signal out here is pretty unreliable. It's loud, it's busy, and I don't always get a chance to talk like I want to. But I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. I'm not.
I've never been on an oil rig. I don't own a orange vest or a yellow hard hat, right? But here I am, because of the wonders of AI. I'm sending a video making it look like I'm on an oil rig, right? And that's what these scammers do. It's very easy now. I mean, we've gotten to that point now where the AI is, you could barely tell the difference between AI and real life now. So that's how easy it is for these scammers to say, oh, I'm overseas, or I'm on an oil rig, or I'm in the military. They could generate a video with it. All right. And regarding voice cloning, they only need 20 seconds to clone your voice. All right. So let's, here's a little snippet from a media clip here that's talking about this.
He says criminals just need a 20-second clip of someone talking, often pulled from social media, and they can make an eerily similar clone of their voice.
All the way to the point that a mother can't tell the difference between her own child and a machine.
It was just exactly like Noah. It was unbelievable. It's scary.
Jerry Scally got a call from his grandson Noah last month saying that he was having a very bad morning.
I said, what happened? What's wrong? He says, I was involved in a car accident and I have a broken nose.
But then Scally thought something sounded off about the voice. The person on the call spoke a little slower than his grandson, so he hung up and likely avoided a scam. His grandson was actually at school just fine.
These are sophisticated groups of people. They're often overseas. They're working out of an office building.
IDIQ says voice cloning scams are relatively new. They've only started getting reports about them within the past year.
You know, the worst part of this is every week we're getting more calls. We're seeing more victims. And the reason we're seeing more victims is because it's effective.
All right. So look, AI is here and the scammers are using it to make their scams more believable, whether it's videos or voice cloning. It's a threat. So be aware of it. In that clip, he mentioned grandparent scams. It sounded like his relative, right? I think he said it sounded like his grandkid. But we're going to talk about that one, that scam in a little bit too. But look, AI is a threat. Be aware of it. Just because someone could send you a video or send you pictures, that doesn't mean you can trust it anymore, right? Just because they can send you these voice memos like they're talking to you, doesn't mean you can trust it. There's lots of amazing things happening with AI. Like I fully support AI, but just like any technology, the scammers are embracing it and they're using it. So watch out and have your guard up. This next scam we're going to talk about, employment scams. The job listing promises great pay, but requires the victim to pay up front for training, supplies, or something else. It's not a real job. All right. And we have a couple examples of these text messages that are employment scams. And one of the big giveaways is that the only contact information it leaves is a WhatsApp phone number. Right? You can see at the bottom of both these examples, the only contact information is a WhatsApp phone number. So that's a big red flag there. But these scammers, they impersonate recruitment agencies, and they'll say they're recruiting for example, this one says, hello, my name is Lisa. I'm a recruiter at CleanSpark. Several recruiting firms have recommended your resume, so our company has an online job for you, right? And then it has amazing hours and pay, which sounds too good to be true. Something sounds too good to be true, probably is, right? And then this one says, hello, this is a TikTok recruitment center. So this one's impersonating TikTok. And it says they're hiring 3,000 TikTok backup talents. And they're offering you $400 a day. But it's a scam. Right? They're going to try to get you to there's a few things that they could do, right? A lot of times they'll send you a fake check and they'll tell you to purchase a laptop and send it to them, right? So you purchase a laptop, you send it to them, the check bounces 2 days later, and now you're out of the money, right? Sometimes they'll have you join these task apps, they're called, and supposedly you'll get paid for clicking on videos or liking videos and these little tasks, right? But they force you to deposit money to get assigned these tasks, right? And eventually they're going to steal that money. So watch out for these recruitment and employment scams. They're all over the place right now. And one other thing, there's a human trafficking aspect behind these employment scams too, right? There's scam compounds over in like Myanmar and other lawless areas of the world, right? Where people are actually being held captive and forced to scam people, right? They have to scam quotas and they're actually being held captive in these compounds. And unfortunately, a lot of times the people that have ended up there, they were answering a scam employment ad, right? A scam employment text message. They think that they're getting an opportunity overseas. They fly over to some place like Thailand, Bangkok, right? And they don't realize if they get trafficked over the border and then they're held captive in Myanmar. It's dangerous. There's a human trafficking aspect to these scams too. It's just another reason why we got to work together and stop these scams, right? Got to be aware of them. Next scam we're going to talk about is fake retail website scams. This is when scammers create fake websites to sell products that are never delivered. Victims are lured in by unbeatable deals and lose money once they pay. And these scams often target holiday shoppers or those seeking trending items. All right, and one example of that is this fake webpage claiming it's a Black Friday sale and offering you these earbuds. They say they're valued at over $175, right? And it says just pay for shipping. All right, just pay for shipping, $14.99. And that's a common narrative for these fake retail websites. A lot of times they'll offer you a product that's worth hundreds of dollars and say just pay for shipping. What they're actually doing is they're stealing your payment details, right? So you think you're going to get this great deal, and you actually get your payment details stolen, and then the product never arrives, right? So again, it goes back to if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. And there's a lot of ways that you could end up on these fake retail websites, right? Ads on social media, right? You know, scammers can purchase ads on social media just like anybody else can, right? So just because you see an ad, that doesn't mean it's safe, right? You see an ad that says free wireless earbuds, just pay shipping. It's probably a scam, right? Search engine results, right? Scammers purchase sponsored listings and search engine results, again, just like anybody else. So maybe you're searching for wireless earbuds on Google, right? And you get a sponsored result back. It could be a scam, right? A scammer could have purchased that listing. Emails, right? These scammers, even though they're sending out emails all the time, right? So you check your email, it says, you know, valued customer, you know, special offer, free earbuds, just pay shipping, click here, right? Takes you to a fake website, steals your payment details. Okay. Website ads and pop-ups. Even if you're on a legit website that you know you could trust and you see an ad on that website, right? The website uses third parties for their ads. So even though you're on a website you could trust, that ad could still be a scam when you click that ad and get taken to a different website, right? So keep your guard up, right? If you're going to order from a site they never heard of before, at least go check the reviews, see what people are saying about it, right? If there's nothing about it, that's just as bad as finding bad reviews. In this case, in the example that I'm showing you here, when I did a search and tried to find out information about this site, nothing came up. It was a brand new site purchased and put up solely to scam people. There was nothing out there yet about it. So don't fall for these fake retail website scams. And another one, just to give you an example of how these fake retail websites don't impersonate anybody. Here's a warning from Domino's Pizza, right? This was actually a warning in Singapore, but it applies here too. Police warned of new phishing scam involving fake Domino's Pizza websites. Right? Victims searched for Domino's Pizza online, and they clicked on an advertisement in the search results. They thought they were on the real Domino's website, but they got taken to a fake one and get their payment details stolen. All right, so even Domino's is warning about these fake websites. In this case, it's, you search Google or you type Domino's into Google, and you don't realize it, but you click on a scam website that looks like Domino's. And the worst part is the pizza probably doesn't get delivered, right? They steal your payment info and you don't get your pizza. It's tough, right? So just another example, these fake retail websites don't impersonate anybody. So be aware and don't fall for it. Thanks to Dave. Shout out to Dave for sending the Domino's example that we've been showing for the past couple weeks. Appreciate that, Dave. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let me know you're watching. Hit that like button. We're going to be streaming until about 8 o'clock, so plenty of time to get some more people in here. Trying to spread the word about these scams. You can protect yourself, protect your loved ones. Make sure to join our free mailing list on scamaware101.com. You go to the website and then click join mailing list. And we'll send you reminders when we're going live. We'll send you some scam awareness tips. It's free to join. Scamaware101.com and your join mailing list. We're also on your favorite social media platforms too. YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky X. Have some merch for sale too. We'll help support the mission over here. We have some merch for sale. We got some coffee mugs, water bottles over in our online store and our YouTube store. So go check that out. Make great gifts to remind those loved ones, stop falling for scams. All right, let's keep going. This next scam we're going to talk about, fake order scams, aka fake purchase scams. Look, this one's very important to be aware of. We're being targeted in emails with fake order scams, phone calls, fake order scams, text messages with fake order scams. It's really from all directions with this type of scam. So it's definitely important to be aware of this one. And basically how it works is victims receive a fake notification that an order was made under their account, right? Whether it's an email notification or a phone call. And they try to trick you into calling scammers to dispute the fake order. You think you're calling customer support, but you're actually calling scammers. Right? And then once you get connected, they're going to steal your personal information, your payment details. Here's some examples of that scam. One of the things that's so dangerous about it too is they can impersonate anybody and they can say anything was purchased, right? Because the idea is they want you to say, I didn't do that in the call. So here's one example. There's a text message. And impersonates Apple. It says, Apple approval notice. We have noticed that your Apple iCloud ID was recently used at the Apple Store for $143 by Apple Pay pre-authorization. That says, call this number immediately to cancel the charge, right? So the idea is, now keep in mind, this charge never happened. This isn't real. The idea is they want you to think it was, so you call this number, right? You call that number to dispute it. They're going to impersonate Apple, but it's going to be scammers. And then they're going to try to get your money. Right, they're going to try to clear out your bank account. And we have a victim's story here that fell for that type of scam. And she fell for the email version of this scam. So a 23-year-old woman from Lincoln, Nebraska, she lost $4,100 to this scam. Right, and what happened was she got an email claiming she had purchased an iPhone. Right, and she called the number to dispute the purchase, thinking she was talking to Apple. Right, but she's actually talking to scammers. Right, and what happened is, the scammers tell her that she has multiple open accounts in her name and someone's using her identity, right? And then the scammers impersonate the CIA agent, which that's very common for scammers to impersonate different authorities, right? And they say, and they tell the woman that your money's not safe. They have access to your bank account. You need to withdraw your money, right? So she was tricked into withdrawing $4,100 and then purchasing gift cards from Walmart, right? Because she thought she was talking to the Apple, and then she thought she was talking to the CIA, right? Very convincing. And, if you're ever told to buy gift cards, be suspicious. Big red flag. It's a scam. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But again, going back to these fake order scams, right? Text messages, emails, claiming an order was purchased. Don't call the number that tells you to call, right? Because that's the whole point of scam. They want you to call this fake number that you think you're calling, customer service to dispute. But it's a scam. Right. So in the case of if they impersonate Apple, go check your Apple account directly, right? Or call Apple directly, right? Don't go calling the phone number that they give you. And, I mentioned that we're under attack from all directions with this type of scam, text messages, emails, and also phone calls, right? And I have two phone call examples I'm going to play for you right now. And this first one impersonates Amazon. They claim a MacBook Pro was purchased for $1,499, right? And that can be a scary situation. That can make somebody react quickly without thinking. All right, so let's listen to this phone call.
This call is to authorize the payment of $1,499 for the recent order of Apple MacBook Pro on your Amazon account. If you do not authorize this payment, please press 1 to speak to our customer support representative.
Don't press 1. It's a scam, right? Because there's another example of what they do. They call you up, they impersonate Amazon, they tell you to press 1. You're not going to get connected to Amazon. You're going to connect to scammers, right? And they're going to try to steal your money. Right? You get a call like this, go check your Amazon account directly or call Amazon directly, but don't press 1 and don't trust what the message says. Okay, I'm going to play another example here. This one impersonates Walmart, and they claim a PlayStation was purchased under your account.
We are trying to contact you concerning an unverified purchase of PlayStation 5 Special Edition bundled with Pulse 3D headset being ordered from your Walmart account for an amount of $859.50. If you did not authorize this transaction or wish to cancel, please press 1 or return our call on same number at your earliest convenience.
Don't press 1 and don't call number displayed. It's a scam, right? 2 red flags. They're telling you to press 1 or they're telling you to call number displayed. Don't trust it. But yeah, those are 2 examples of a phone call version of these fake order scams, right? So I showed you an example of a text message, went over victim story at email version, right? And those are 2 phone call versions, which, by the way, these phone calls, I got these examples probably over a year ago now, right? And they're still circulating. We still see reports of them every week about these exact same phone calls occurring. You know, impersonating Amazon, impersonating Walmart. You know, don't trust it when you get these phone calls. Definitely don't press 1. And again, check your account directly instead. Next scam we're going to talk about is grandparent scams. This is when scammers impersonate a distressed relative, claiming to have been in an accident or arrested, needing financial help. Right? We heard about this a little earlier when they were talking about the voice cloning, because they'll clone your loved one's voice too now. But victims, usually seniors, they'll act quickly to assist their loved ones. Right? The scammers often impersonate law enforcement, court personnel, lawyers. They just keep on impersonating more and more agencies to extract as much money as they can from the victim. And look, this is called the grandparent scam because they're literally targeting your grandparents. They're targeting your parents. They're targeting your grandparents. Right? It's pretty heinous. And they're using you, the child, as the child or the grandchild as the bait. All right. So if you're the older folks out there, the grandparents out there, be aware of this one. If you're the younger folks out there, make sure your grandparents are aware of this one. But you might be thinking to yourself, my grandparents are too smart to fall for that, or how can somebody fall for that? Well, we actually have a video that we're going to show you of a grandparent scammer doing this scam in real time, right? So, and just to frame what we're going to watch real quick, this video, it was actually recorded by a YouTuber. His name is Scam Sandwich, right? Go check out his YouTube channel. There's a much longer version of this video. I'm going to show you just a short clip of this video, but he basically hacked into this scammer's webcam, into the scammer's computer, and he recorded him doing a grandparent scam. So the scammer we're about to watch right now, he's from the Dominican Republic, and he's known as an opener. He's the one that calls the victim, he impersonates the loved one, impersonates the police officer, and he initiates the scam, right? And then he hands it off to a closer who extracts the money. But we're going to watch this scammer do a grandparent scam. And I think after you see this, if you're wondering how somebody could fall for this, right? After watching this video, I can say for myself, I can see how somebody could be convinced by this. So let's watch this video real quick. Oh yeah, and let me know in the chat if you think that this lady was going to fall for it. Scam Sandwich was able to get a hold of her and warn her, so she didn't. Right, so the person we're going to listen to right now, she didn't get scammed. But to me, it sounds like she was going to fall for it. Others say that she didn't sound convinced. Let me know in the chat what you think.
Oh, Mom, I had a car accident.
Huh?
I had a car accident, Mom.
Is this Linda?
It's me, Linda.
Where are you?
I got a car accident.
What happened?
I'm gonna put the officer on. I got arrested.
You got arrested?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, are you Linda's mom?
Yes.
What I'm gonna need you to do is grab a pen and paper and write down Linda's case number, ma'am. I need you to hurry up, please, ma'am.
Case number?
It's the number 2.
2?
The letter B as in boy. Can you read that back to me?
2, B.
Now, I'm gonna read what's going on, ma'am, okay?
Okay.
Linda was involved in a car accident. It was stated in the police report. She admitted that was her fault. While she was driving, she was using her phone. That's what caused the accident, ma'am, okay?
Oh, man.
The woman that was driving the other vehicle was 7 months pregnant. We had to rush her into the nearby hospital. She might lose her baby.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, we actually confiscating her cell phone for legal evidence, so she cannot receive or cannot make calls. This is going to be her only last call. Are you with me, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Now, she actually wrote a note down here saying that she didn't want anyone to know about this. Let's honor her wish for right now because it's too much for her right now. That's what she's saying. What I'm going to need you to do, ma'am, is stay by the phone and wait for the lawyer to call, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, ma'am.
All right, bye.
The next. So you see how the scammer impersonates the loved one, but they're distressed, right? Honestly, it sounds like it could be anybody's loved one, just crying and I've been in an accident, right? And then he switches over to impersonating the cop, right? The police. So it's extremely convincing how they do it. And that's how they trick your loved ones, you know, your grandparents, your parents. That's how they trick them into thinking that you're in trouble. And again, this one's such a dangerous scam because first they'll call back and they'll impersonate court personnel and say you got to pay fees. Then they call back and impersonate lawyers and say you got to pay fees. Then they call up and impersonate some other. They keep on going until the victim has no money left. They want to take it all. They want to take everything that that the victim has. Right. So watch out for this scam. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. You know, it's a big problem, and again, it targets the older folks out there. They want to take your retirement. They want to take your inheritance. Don't let it happen. What's up, Liz? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. As always. This next scam we're going to talk about, road toll scams. Actually, the next batch of scams are all kind of travel related, vehicle related. All right, so these road toll scams, these have been going on like crazy for the past couple of years now. It's when scammers impersonate road toll services, EasyPass, SunPass, Fast Track, and they claim an unpaid road toll is due. Right, victims are usually contacted by text message or email containing a link to pay. However, the link's going to open a fake website designed to steal your financial details. There never was an unpaid toll. All right, and at this point, we've seen them impersonating so many different agencies: SunPass, QuickPass, EasyPass, Drive Easy Maryland, Peach Pass, Good to Go, North Texas Tollway Authority, Fast Track, DMV, DOT. The list goes on. Right, so this type of scams in every state at this point. We have a few text message examples to share with you here. Notice of toll evasion. You have an unpaid toll bill on your account. To avoid late fees, pay within 12 hours, or the late fees will be increased and reported to the DMV. And it's got the link to the fake website that impersonates SunPass. Right? They put the word SunPass in the website name, and they try to make it look like it's actually SunPass, but it's not. It's a fake website. Right, this other example, your vehicle has an unpaid toll bill. To avoid excessive late fees on your bill, please settle it promptly. Thank you for your cooperation. And they got a link to a fake website that impersonates Easy Drive, Massachusetts. I have another one. Final warning, unpaid toll failure to pay $3.99 toll may result in further penalties. Another one, Easy Drive, Massachusetts reminder, your bill for $6.99 is due soon. Please visit. There's a link to the fake website. All right, so don't fall for this type of scam if you get it. What you should do is check the app on your phone, right? Don't trust these links. Don't click the links. You know, if they're impersonating EasyPass, check your EasyPass app or go to the EasyPass website directly, but don't trust the links in the text. And what's interesting about this type of scam, we actually saw it evolve. It evolved from an unpaid road toll scam to an outstanding traffic ticket scam. So it basically works the same way, except instead of saying you have an unpaid toll, they say they have an unpaid traffic ticket. Right? And they'll pressure you. They'll say that your license is going to be suspended. Your registration is going to be suspended. They'll put a whole bunch of scary things that are going to happen if you don't pay. Because you need to remember, scammers, they operate on, they want to create urgency. They use fear to create urgency because they want you to react without thinking. So here's some examples of the outstanding traffic ticket scam. Nebraska Department of Vehicles. Enforcement penalties begin July 21st. Our records show that as of today, you still have an outstanding traffic ticket in accordance with Nebraska State Administrative Code, blah, 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 blah. If you do not complete payment by July 20th, we will take the following actions, right? Here's the scary things that they're going to try to trick you into clicking that link. Report to the DMV violation database, suspend your vehicle registration, suspend driving privileges, transfer to the toll booth, charge 35% fee. They threaten that you're going to be prosecuted and your credit score may be affected, right? All scary stuff, right? And then they have the fake link that's going to steal your payment details if you click it. All right, but don't get scared into clicking that link. And the example next to it, Illinois Department of Vehicles, is actually an identical text message to the one I just read, right? Except they swapped out Nebraska with Illinois. And we see that a lot. You know, once a scam's in one state, it's pretty much in all of them at that point. And then here's another example here. Unpaid traffic violation. Payment required January 19th. There's a final notice for an unpaid traffic violation under New Jersey law. Title 39, failure to pay by deadline will trigger enforcement actions, right? So this one's impersonating New Jersey. But if you click that link, you get payment details stolen. So don't do it. Don't trust it. If you have a traffic ticket, you're not going to get text messages about it. They're going to send you a notice in the mail. Fake parking ticket scam. So this is I'm going to show you an example. This one we started seeing about a month ago. This one started popping up, so it's still pretty new. It's a fake parking ticket is left on a vehicle, or you get an email that claims a parking ticket is due. The notice contains a QR code link that's going to take you to a fake website. And here's some examples of these. Very, very realistic looking. And what's interesting about these is they tried to put the state symbols at the top, the state seals, right? They even have a fake court date listed and the address of the courthouse. And there's a QR code that they want you to scan. But it looks very legit. But if you scan that QR code, it's going to steal whatever payment details you enter. And another thing that's interesting about this one is if you zoom in on the state seals, they're actually AI generated. Right? Because you can see the letters aren't correct. So that's a giveaway that's AI too. But look, we see these. There's an example from New Jersey, example from Massachusetts, example from Florida, right? And they're in every state at this point too. I've seen New York, Nebraska. They're all over the place at this point. So no matter where you're at, if you get a notice like this by email, don't trust it. It's a scam. Here's the paper, the paper version of this fake parking ticket. Right, they'll leave a piece of paper on the car that looks like it's a violation. It has a QR code to scan. You scan a QR code, takes to a fake website, steals your payment details. We see this a lot in major cities. This example is from Houston, Texas. I've seen reports of this in Denver and other major cities. And people tend to believe it more because it's an actual physical piece of paper. But you still have to be suspicious because it's a scam. And look, they're not trying to trick you into paying $75. They're trying to trick you in so they can steal your payment details. It'll do a lot worse, a lot more damage than $75. So watch out for this scam. These different parking scams. Here's another one, just sticking with the whole theme of vehicles and parking. This is a warning from the BBB that came out. And it was warning about parking meter QR codes, right? Because nowadays the parking meters have QR codes on them. You scan them, it takes you to the parking app, right? Well, what the scammers were doing, they're printing out malicious QR codes on stickers. And they're covering the real QR codes. So you'll think you're scanning the code to pay your parking, get taken to the fake website, steals your payment details. And then you go out to dinner, wherever you're going, you come back, and if you're really unlucky, your car's towed because you never paid parking. So watch out for these QR codes in public, especially on parking meters. You know, in this case, don't scan the QR code. Just bring up the app manually, right? If you could avoid scanning the QR code altogether, that's what you should do. There's a whole bunch of various vehicle and parking scams for you. Watch out. They're all active. They just keep on getting more and more active. Worse and worse. So watch out. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. Make sure to hit that like button. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. We have some cool merchandise available. You want to support the mission over here? We've got some coffee mugs available, water bottles available on our YouTube store. So check that out. We have some YouTube memberships enabled too. If you want to help us out with a monthly membership, you could join our YouTube members. We have some super thanks, some super chats enabled as well. Really does help. And our mission is to spread awareness about these scams. They target you, me, your friends, your family. It's really bad. It's getting bad out there, people. The threat is real. But we do this live stream every week to spread awareness. So hit that like button, invite some friends. We're going for at least another hour or so, probably till about 8 o'clock-ish. So still plenty of time to invite some more people, get some more people in the live stream, and spread awareness about these scams. And for this next portion of the live stream here, we're going to talk about some red flags to watch out for. Because that's how you stop these scams, is knowing the red flags. We did 2 videos about these red flags as well. We did five red flags in each. We're going to talk about 10 red flags this evening, but we have videos about them too over our YouTube channel. So go check those out, share them with friends, family members. And let me know in the chat if you've encountered any of these red flags. So let's start with red flag number 1. They were dealing with a scammer. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Right? And I mentioned that a little earlier when we were talking about some of the scams, right? They're trying to scare you. They want to create fear so you react quickly. Right? They don't want to give you time to think. Because they know that the more panic and pressure that they could create, the faster the victim will hand over money or information. Right? And we see this a lot with grandparent scams, right? The victim thinks that their grandchild's in trouble, needs help, right? And they just react. Right? We see this with arrest warrant scams. The victim thinks that they're going to be arrested. Right? Very threatening. We're going to send deputies there. We're going to arrest you unless you pay now. Right? So they react. The bank impersonation scams, they make victims think that their identity's been stolen, and they make them think that their money's not safe. They have to withdraw the money, and they have to do it now before the scammer gets it. Right? But it's all part of the narrative. They're trying to create fear to get you to react without thinking. Right? So it's a big red flag. If someone you're talking to, they're almost being rude to a point. Super pushy, rude. They won't let you get off the phone. You got to act now. Right? It's a big red flag. They're dealing with a scammer. So don't fall for it. Be suspicious. A legit agency, they should have no problem with you saying, okay, let me check this out. I'll get back to you. All right? They shouldn't be pushing for urgency like that. So it's red flag number 1. They create a sense of urgency using fear and threats. They insist on immediate action. Don't fall for it. Tell me your stories in the chat over here on YouTube. I want to hear from you. Red flag number 2. They're dealing with a scammer. They request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Right? Look, it's very common for scammers to ask for confidentiality. They don't want you to discuss the situation with other people because they know the more people you talk to, the more likely you'll be told it's a scam. Right? So a lot of times they have these creative stories and excuses for you. Don't tell anybody. Gotta keep the secret. Right? Grandparent scams. They'll say that, the relative that they're impersonating or saying that they've been in an accident, they'll say they're embarrassed and don't want you to tell anybody. That's just a trick to try and get you to not talk to anybody, right? To not tell anybody about it. Saying that they're embarrassed. Investment scams. They'll say it's an inside tip or it's just for you, not to share it with anybody. Right? That's all part of the scam. Inheritance scams. They'll impersonate law offices and they'll say you're entitled to some big inheritance, but it requires confidentiality. Right? Who are they to tell you to keep it confidential? It's just part of the scam. They want to keep you quiet. They don't want you talking to people about it. Right? The fake fraudulent activity. We're impersonating an agency, investigating fraud. What they'll do is they'll tell you, this is an active investigation, so you can't tell anybody about it. Don't tell the bank teller why you're there. Don't tell them what we told you because you could ruin the whole investigation. It's all BS, right? It's just a trick to try and get you to stay quiet. So it's very common. They request that you keep a matter confidential or secret. And that's a big red flag. It's red flag number 2. All right, the scammers request that you keep the matter confidential or secret. Don't trust it. It's a red flag. Red flag number 3, you're dealing with a scammer. They ask to connect your PC to assist or investigate an issue. right? So scammers love getting onto your device, your PC, your phones, because for them, it's a gold mine, right? It's a gold mine for them. They could steal your logins and your passwords once they're on your PC or device, right? If you have your logins stored in your browser in Chrome, they could extract those logins, right? They can encrypt your personal files, your documents, your pictures. They could hold them for ransom, blackmail you, right? They could attempt to access your online banking websites, access your financial details that you have on your computer. It's a gold mine for them, right? So now it's kind of part of the playbook. It's becoming more and more common for scammers to try and connect your device, on your PC, your phone, right? And they'll think of clever excuses why. And some examples is tech support scams or fake virus alerts, right? This fake virus alert pops up, it says, warning, you have a virus, call this number. You call the number, it's actually scammers. And the first thing they're going to do is say, let me connect to your device. Let me help you remove the virus. But it's a trick to get onto your device. Right? Fake order scams, we talked about those earlier. Right? When you call a fake customer support number to dispute this order, right? The scammer says, let me connect to your device and take a look at this notification. It's a trick to get onto your device. And then the fake fraudulent activity where they're impersonating a bank or agency investigating fraud, what they'll do is they'll say, let me connect your device, and they'll say, log into your bank accounts. I'll tell you if there's anything suspicious there. So the victim is sitting there logging into their bank accounts while the scammer can see how much money is in each account and how they're going to try to steal it. So look, it's a big red flag if somebody tries to connect your device or your PC. Right? And what I tell people is when it comes to needing help with your computer, needing tech support or troubleshooting help, have somebody in mind already, right? Have somebody in mind instead of letting a stranger onto your device, right? If something says you have a virus, you should already have in mind who you're going to call to look at your device. Maybe it's a local computer shop. Maybe it's that family member that's good with computers, right? But you should already have a tech support person in mind who you're going to call if you need them, right? Don't let these strangers connect to your device. So that's red flag number 3. They're dealing with a scammer. They ask to connect to your PC to investigate or assist with an issue. Don't trust it. Hey, if you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Hit that like button. Let's get some more people on our live stream. We're going to be going until about 8 o'clock, so we got a little bit more than an hour left. Red flag number 4. They're dealing with a scammer. And this is probably one of the most important ones because in this case, it's really your last chance to stop the scam. But they request payment in gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Right? Those are all red flags. These unusual forms of payment. Right? And we know that scammers love to be paid in this way because it's easier to move and transfer funds quickly. And it's also harder, nearly impossible, for victims to recover the money after it's sent this way. Like if you take pictures of these gift cards and send the pictures over, it's done. You're not getting that money back. Cryptocurrency, once it's sent, you're not going to be able to get it back. And these scammers know that. So it's a big red flag when they're asking for these unusual forms of payment. And we see this a lot with IRS and Social Security scams. They'll impersonate government agencies and they'll say you have a payment due or whatever, right? And they tell you, go purchase gift cards, go deposit money in a cryptocurrency machine. All right, don't trust it. And look, if you're in that situation where you're talking to a government agency and they're asking for you to pay in crypto, asking for you to pay in gift cards, it's 100% a scam. The government doesn't accept those type of payments, right? So big red flag. Romance scams. Look, what these romance scammers do is once they get their victim emotionally attached, they'll say, hey, can you send me gift cards? Can you send me crypto into this shared account, even though it's not a shared account, right? The victim doesn't realize that they can't get the money back. So that's a big red flag, asking for gift cards, crypto. And the bank impersonation scams, they convince you your money's not safe. They tell you to withdraw it, and then they say, purchase gift cards, deposit at a Bitcoin ATM. All right, but don't do it, because as soon as you do it, you're not going to be able to get those funds back. It's a scam. So big red flag, these unusual forms of payment. Don't trust them. And look, a lot of times it's your last chance to stop the scam too. Because after this, if you don't catch it at this point, the next step is you send the money, you're not going to get back. So watch out for it. Red flag number 4, the request payment, gift cards, prepaid cards, cryptocurrency, or depositing cash at a Bitcoin ATM. Next red flag number 5. The voicemail instructs you to call number displayed on the caller ID instead of stating an actual phone number, right? So that's extremely suspicious. They're leaving you a voicemail. They should have a real phone number leaving. They shouldn't be saying Call the number shown on your caller ID. Call the number displayed on your caller ID, right? Because the thing is, what these scammers do is their phone numbers change all the time, right? So for them to update these recordings and leave all these different phone numbers, it's too much of a headache. So they just say, call the number displayed, right? Then a whole team could use the same recordings. Don't have to worry about remembering phone numbers or anything to call. Just call number displayed. It's a scam. It's a big red flag. If a legit company would have at least left actually set a phone number. They won't say call number displayed. We see this with fake order notifications. When the voicemail claims an order was placed, instructs you to call number displayed. We heard that earlier on those fake order examples I was playing for you. Utility, internet, cable provider scams. Right, the voicemail claims there's a promotional discount expiring or a payment is due, and it instructs you to call number displayed instead of just leaving the phone number. Right, IRS and tax forgiveness scams. They'll tell you to call number displayed. It's always a big red flag. Don't trust it. That's red flag number 5. The voicemail instructs you to call number displayed on a caller ID instead of stating an actual phone number. Very common. All right, we're halfway there. We're 10 red flags. We're on red flag number 6. Hey, Carmen, good to see you. Hey, better late than never. It's all good. Always happy to see you. Hope you've been well. Red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. So this is cybersecurity 101, right? You never want to open a file attachment that came in an email or a text message that you weren't expecting and that's not from someone that you know, right? Because what's going to happen is it's going to affect you with malware, or it's going to take you to a fake website that steals your information. All right, because scammers use file attachments to bypass email and text message filters. So that's why a lot of times they'll just send you a file attachment. And we see this with fake invoice scams, right? An email or text message that has a fake invoice attached. And that invoice is going to link to a fake website or install malware on your device. Undeliverable package scams. Okay, an email or a text message that impersonates a delivery service, claiming a package couldn't be delivered. And then instructs the victim to open the attachment. Again, the attachment infects you with a virus or takes you to a fake website. Unpaid road toll scams. Sometimes you get a text message or email, it has an attachment. You open it up, it'll be this whole fake document saying that you have a traffic violation or road toll due. All right, don't trust it. Never open attachments that came from somebody you didn't know and that you weren't expecting. Cybersecurity 101. And red flag number 6. An unsolicited email or text message instructs you to open a file attachment. Don't fall for it. Red flag number 7. The text message includes an instruction at the end to reply with yes and reopen the message. Now look, this doesn't mean it's a scam, but scammers love to include this instruction at the end of the text message for a few reasons, right? First of all, if you reply yes to a text message, the scammer knows that your phone number is active now. They know your phone number is active. They know that you read the text message. They know that you'll even reply to text messages. So what they're going to do is they're going to target you even more. They're going to add you to more scammer lists, right? And the other thing about replying yes is on some devices, it will enable a link now. It'll make the link clickable. So it just makes it that much easier for you to end up on this malicious website. So you see that instruction at the end of a text message that says reply with yes and reopen the message. Be suspicious. Don't reply. Definitely don't reply. Right? And we see this on pretty much any type of text message scam. They'll include this, whether it's an outstanding traffic ticket scam, so we talked about earlier, right? That instruction was at the end of a lot of them. The undeliverable package scams, and they include that instruction at the end of them. The IRS impersonation scams. It's very common for that instruction to reply yes and reopen message to be included. All right, but it's also a big red flag. So you get these text messages with that instruction at the end, be suspicious and definitely don't reply yes. Definitely don't reply yes. And that's red flag number 7. Text message includes an instruction at the end to reply yes and reopen the message. Don't fall for it. Red flag number 8. On the last 3 here, 8, 9, and 10. The caller asks to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, Medicare number, right? Scammers like to impersonate medical services, insurance companies, financial, government services to steal your personal information. And what they'll do is they'll call you up, you'll get this phone call, and right off the bat, they'll say that they have an important message for you, but they need to verify your identity first. And they use that as an excuse to try and trick you into, can you verify your date of birth? Can you verify your social security number? Can you verify your Medicare number? But they're actually stealing this personal information from you. Sometimes they'll say they're going to be issuing a new card, a social security card or Medicare card, right? And they'll say, but we need you to confirm your current number. It's just a clever way to try and get your personal information. So we're going to talk about these scams a little bit more later, but we see this a lot with Medicare and healthcare scams, right? Where they claim to be from that company and they're saying they want to confirm your personal details, right? They'll see this a lot with government impersonation scams, impersonating Social Security, right? So you never want to give personal information to unsolicited caller. And sometimes they might already have some information about you, but that doesn't mean you could trust it. You know, for example, they might already have the last 4 digits of your social security number, right? And just because they have that information, that doesn't mean, oh, they must be who they say. You still can't trust it. Unfortunately, scammers know a lot about us, right? So if somebody calls you up and they're trying to get information from you, hang up, right? Ask them where they're calling from, hang up, and call back directly. You know, if they're claiming to be from your doctor's office or whatever. But you don't give personal information away to these unsolicited calls. And again, it doesn't matter what the caller ID says either. Always be aware. The caller ID could be manipulated. You can't trust it. By the way, that's red flag number 8. The caller asked to confirm personal information like date of birth, social security number, or Medicare number. Don't do it. Don't trust it. Red flag number 9. They direct you to a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp to continue the conversation. So scammers love to trick their victims into communicating on a third-party chat app like Telegram or WhatsApp because it's easier to communicate with victims around the world, right? Instead of text messaging, and they use chat apps, right? And also it offers anonymity for the scammer to hide behind. And we see this a lot with romance scams. And once they connect with their victim, whether it's on a dating website, a dating app, or whatever the case, they'll say, hey, let's keep talking on WhatsApp. And they try to get the victim over into their WhatsApp chat. Right? We'll see this with wrong number scams. When they'll say, hey, you seem nice. Let's be friends. Right? Come talk to me on my WhatsApp. It's a red flag. Investment scams, they'll direct the victim to join a Telegram or WhatsApp group. Right? And it'll be full with other scammers, you know, that are pretending to be other investors, and it's all part of their scam. So it's a big red flag if someone you're talking to, you know, a stranger on the internet, they're trying to get you to download an app or talk to them on WhatsApp. Might be suspicious about that, especially these romance scammers. So that's red flag number 9. They direct you to a third-party chat app, Telegram or WhatsApp, to continue the conversation. Be suspicious. And our final red flag number 10. They ask you to provide a code that was sent to your phone via text message. So this is actually a very common scam. We see it a lot on marketplace type websites, right? And what happens is the scammer impersonates a buyer or seller, and they'll say something like, I just want to confirm your phone number is real. I'm going to send a code to your phone. Send it back to me when you receive it, just to verify your phone number is real, right? It's a scam. What they're actually doing is they're trying to get into one of your accounts, or they're trying to create an account that's linked to your phone number. They're trying to reset one of your passwords, right? And the reason you're getting a code sent to your phone is a security measure. If you turn around and you give that code to the person, you're allowing them to do whatever malicious activity they're trying to do, right? And let's talk about this just a little bit more into some detail here. Like logging into one of your accounts. You know, a scammer could be trying to get access to your bank account, for example. A lot of times, for these bank impersonation scams, the scammer will already know what bank you have, and they'll have you on the phone and they'll say, hey, I'm going to send a code to your phone just to verify who you are. What they're actually doing is they're trying to log into your bank account. Or trying to reset your bank's password. You give them that code, you just let them into your bank account. All right, so you never want to give these strangers that code. And also, there's something called a Google Voice scam. What these scammers do is they want to create these Google Voice accounts, but they want to have it linked to somebody else's phone number, right? In this case, the victim's phone number. But to do that, they need a code that's sent to the victim's phone, right? So what happens is they say they want to verify who you are. Just give me the code I send to your phone. You give them that code. You actually just authorize them to create this fraudulent Google Voice account. They're going to use this account for scams, and it's linked to your phone number, right? So it's always a big red flag if someone that you're talking to on the internet, especially on one of these marketplace type websites, they say they're going to send a code to your phone and ask you to send it back, Right? Be suspicious. Don't trust it. You know, they're trying to do something malicious. They're trying to log into an account or create an account, reset a password. Don't trust it. Very common scam. And that's 10 red flags. They're dealing with a scammer. We have videos about those. So if you know someone who find those useful, go share those videos on our YouTube channel and spread the word. And a lot of times these red flags are your last chance to stop this scam. So it's important to be able to spot them and recognize them. Hey, if you're just joining, make sure to hit that like button if you haven't yet. Help us spread the word. Let's get some more people in the live stream here. Say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Give us some reactions. We've been streaming since 5:45, so we're about an hour and 15 minutes in. And we're actually going to take a quick 5-minute break. We stream for about 2 hours, take a quick 5-minute break just to refill the Scamware 101 coffee mug. Stay caffeinated for all y'all out there. And don't forget, you get your own coffee mug too over on our YouTube channel and our online store. Water bottles, coffee mugs, mouse pads, some cool merch, help support the mission. But don't go anywhere, stick around. We still got tons of scams coming up. And then we're going to go over to the AARP scam tracker map too. Check out some recent scam reports, see which scams are trending, and what to watch out for. So stick around. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Here's some tunes to listen to during the break. Back momentarily.
Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night, dear customer. Copy paste, same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Easy cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link, we ain't falling for that. Scamware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Dare break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back smart. We don't get scammed, yeah, we guard our hearts. Hey, red flags, learn them by heart. Scammer win his class, that's the hardest part. But he slow it right down, so we all take charge. We don't get scammed, we don't get scarred.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer. Yo, it's Jared in the booth, spitting scammer with truth. They fishing in your inbox, man, they stealing your youth. Phishing emails, got that urgent in the line. Click that link and your bank account's not fine. Fake tech support, they call you at noon. Your PC's infected, yeah, they're singing that tune. Pig butchering scams, back wallets to slice. Invest in the fake love, but you're paying the price. Scamware 101, keep your eyes wide open. If the deal seems sweet, man, they're probably hoping. Snatch your cash, leave you broken to spend.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PAN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
It's your bang, message on your phone. Jared says pause, don't tap that alone. Spelling kinda shaky, logo looks strange. Why they in a hurry, what's the real game? Dave Cruz jumps in, check that URL. Little extra letter, rings like a bell. If they want your code, that's your front door key. Real ones never ask, just trust me. Scam awareness 101, we don't click quick, we don't just run. Stop, breathe, read it line by line. If it smells off, then hit decline. Scam awareness 101, learn the tricks, then tell someone. We keep each other safe, that's how it's done. Scam awareness. Scam awareness. John gets a call, your grandkid's stuck. Voice sounds shaky, begging for $1. Jared hits speaker, asks one more thing. What's their middle name? What's their first dog? Spring. Nigella's on email, congrats, you won. Prize looks fancy, fees day one.
All right, we're back. Got the Scamware 101 mug filled. Getting recaffeinated. Staying on point for all y'all out there. We're going to go into some more common scams momentarily. If you're just joining, say hi in the chat. Let us know you're watching. Make sure to give us a like. All right. Let's check out Facebook and Instagram. How we doing over there? Still streaming on Facebook. That's good. Still streaming on Instagram too. Excellent. And YouTube, of course. All right, let's keep going here. Full speed ahead. Let's talk about arrest warrant scams. This is when a victim's contacted by a scammer impersonating law enforcement. The scammer claims an arrest warrant was issued and fines must be paid to resolve it. The scammer threatens the victim with arrest if fines aren't paid immediately. Look, this is one of those examples of how these scammers, they'll use fear to create urgency, right? They want you to react without thinking. And if you think you're going to get arrested, that's one way to get you to react pretty quickly, all right? So a lot of times they'll say that you missed a jury duty or you failed to show in court. And that's why this arrest warrant is going to be issued. Right. And also, they spoof the caller ID. That means that when you get a call from this scammer, the caller ID will actually show the local sheriff's phone number, local police department's phone number, even though it's a scammer across the world. So you can't trust caller ID. And there's also been cases where these scammers, they'll provide fake paperwork to make it look like an arrest warrant's real. All right. So all those things, never underestimate how persistent these scammers can be. But what you need to do, you ever find yourself in a situation where someone's calling you, claiming that there's going to be an arrest warrant issued? Look, ask them what organization they're calling from, hang up, and call directly. And we have a couple reports about this type of scam from earlier in the year that I think are worth sharing here. And the first report says, a man reportedly from a sheriff's department in a city I used to live in said that there was a warrant for my arrest. It was due to not reporting for jury duty. Right? So there's that narrative where they claim you missed jury duty. And then he says, I was not to discuss this with anyone because children were involved. There's that shady request for secrecy. In this case, they say children were involved. Right? And then it says, I was told to go to Walmart and put money on a one account. They would provide me with a barcode when I got there. Right? So there's that unusual form of payment where they're telling them to go to Walmart and put money on a one account. Right? There's a big red flag. And then here's another report. Received a phone call saying they were from the county sheriff and that I had 2 charges against me and that I had to pay a fee. Was made to stay on the line and was directed to deposit money through a cryptocurrency machine. Right? So notice how he was made to stay on the line. That's to try and stop him from calling anybody else. They'll literally stay on the phone with you while you're driving to the cryptocurrency machine. And by the way, there's that red flag, right? The cryptocurrency machine we were talking about. It's always a red flag if somebody's instructing you to make a payment that way, especially someone claiming to be for the government organization, police department. All right, so watch out for these arrest warrant scams. You know, they would have sent you paperwork in the mail, you know, if there was actually a need for any of this. So I don't fall for it. Make sure your loved ones are aware of it. Here's a cool infographic we made about that scam. How to spot an arrest warrant scam. Scammers impersonate law enforcement. They call victims claiming a warrant is out for their arrests for a missed fine or jury duty. They demand immediate payment. Right? Scammers threaten imminent arrest if fines are not paid instantly over the phone. They'll use deceptive tactics. They'll fake the caller ID. They'll send you convincing paperwork. You gotta remain suspicious. So never trust your caller ID. And always remember the golden rule. Hang up and verify. If you receive a suspicious call, hang up and call the agency back directly. Right? Real police department or sheriff's department should have no problem with you hanging up and calling back to verify. So watch out for these arrest warrant scams. They're a big problem out there. Lots of warnings coming out of police stations and law enforcement because, hey, law enforcement doesn't like to be impersonated, right? So lots of warnings about this scam circulating. This next scam we're going to talk about here. Bank impersonation scams. We've been mentioning these briefly already a couple times, you know, during the red flags, but basically scammers impersonate the bank, claiming suspicious activity was detected under a victim's account. Victims are then tricked into withdrawing and transferring funds to scammers impersonating the bank. The caller ID might even display the bank's phone number, even though it's a scammer. And we see this a lot. We see these scammers, they call up, and the caller ID actually shows the bank's name, the bank's phone number, but it's not. It's a scammer. So you cannot trust the caller ID. And we have an example to share with you here. Here's a text message example of one of these bank impersonation scams. It says, verified TD Bank card activity. Did you attempt a transaction for $250 at Walgreens? Reply yes if recognized or no if not. Right? And the idea is the scammer wants the victim to reply yes or to reply no, right? Because you didn't make this transaction, right? So they want you to reply no. You reply, they're going to impersonate the bank. They're going to try to get you on the phone, and then they're going to go into their whole scam narrative trying to get you to withdraw your money and transfer it. So you get text messages like that, be suspicious. And we have a victim's story to share with you. This was a young woman from Connecticut. She had her bank account drained by scammers after answering a trusted Wells Fargo number, right? Because this is what happened in her case. She got a phone call, caller ID said Wells Fargo. She thought it was the bank. She said her trouble began when she saw a familiar number on her caller ID. I got a call from a Wells Fargo number saying I had fraudulent activity on my account and a random person was being sent money from Zelle. They told me to secure my account by sending money that would go back to my account right after. And look, Zelle's a big problem. You know, so that's another method of that scammers love to trick victims into transferring money using Zelle, because dealing with Zelle is a nightmare. Zelle is a terrible service that they don't really help you much when you've been scammed, and scammers know this. So they try to trick you into using Zelle, right? And some common narratives that these bank scammers use. They'll say that there's suspicious activity under your account. They're doing a fraud investigation. They'll say you need to secure your account by transferring money, like in the case of this victim, right? They need to secure your Zelle account. They'll tell you that they detected illegal activity and they're going to hold you responsible, meaning like maybe they said that someone purchased guns with your bank account, right? So they're going to try to scare you. Don't trust it. And this is one of those scams where we're targeted from all directions. Phone calls, emails, text messages. But here's the thing about these bank impersonation scams. They're very easy to debunk, right? Whether it's an email that claims to be from your bank, a text message that claims to be from your bank, a phone call, right? It's very easy to debunk. What you do, hang up, right? Don't engage. Don't click any links, right? Hang up, right? And you call the number on the back of your bank card. That's it. Call the number on the back of your bank card. 99.9% of the time, the bank's going to tell you it was a scam, right? So anything involving your bank, emails, text messages, phone calls, hang up, call the number on the back of your bank card. And again, it doesn't matter if the caller ID says that number because the scammers, they're faking the caller ID. Right. So you have to hang up and then call your bank back directly. There's a cool infographic we made for this scam. Anatomy of a bank impersonation scam. Fake text alert, panic phone call. They provide a cover story. And they tell victims to lie to bank tellers. You know, I mentioned earlier, we were talking about the red flags. You know, they'll tell you that it's an active investigation. So don't tell the bank teller, you know, what we're doing here. They'll tell you to say it's for home contracting. The contractors, home improvements. So recognize those red flags. Hang up. Call your bank directly. Look, these bank impersonation scams are dangerous. They want to clear out your bank accounts, right? That's what these scammers want to do. We're not talking about scammers that's trying to scam you out of $100 or even $1,000. They want to scam. They want to take everything you have. Don't let them. Next scam we're going to talk about is actually extremely dangerous, and you wouldn't think so, but it's wrong number scams. This is when scammers reach new victims by sending text messages to random phone numbers, and when someone replies wrong number, the scammer attempts to continue the conversation and build trust with the victim. As trust is gained, the scam evolves into a romance or a pig butchering scam that steals money from the victim. Right? It all starts from wrong number. If you ever wondered why you get so many wrong number text messages, this is why. It's a scam. At the very least, they're just trying to get a response because now they know your number's active and they can target you more. But worst case, they're going to do a long-term deception. They're going to try to befriend you. They're going to say, I'm sorry, I had the wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends. Right? And then they're going to hit you with a crypto scam, a romance scam, or a number of any other scams. Right? And it all starts from a wrong number, seemingly a wrong number. And look, this is dangerous because it could start. All it takes is a random message that says anything. Right? You can say, hey, Anna, I'm Josie. Or, excuse me, is this Emma? Or, have a cup of coffee together sometime. Right? Your natural response is to say, who is this? Or wrong number. Right? But now you failed. You at the very least, you just let them know your number's active and to target you more. Right? But what's going to happen is they're going to try to keep the conversation going. And here's an example of that. Right? So in this example, the message starts with hi. That's it. It's hi from unknown number. Reply back. Hi, who's this? All right. Person replies back. I'm Karina. Are you David? We met last week at Linda's party. You picked this number for me. So, hi, sorry, you have the wrong number. Okay. At that point, conversation should end. It's been established it's a wrong number. Okay. But it's not because it's a scammer and they're going to keep going. Right. So they say, oh my gosh, I checked and found out I entered the wrong area code. I hope this doesn't bother you. All right. Reply back. That's okay. No problem. Again, conversation should end. But because it's a scammer, they're going to keep going. Thank you very much. You're a friendly and polite person. I hope we could be friends. Nice to meet you. My name is Karina. What can I call you? Right. So now this is where they try to befriend you. Oh, you seem nice. I had the wrong number, but let's be friends. Right. So they're asking your name. They're going to start asking you where you live. They're going to try to get your information. Right. So we reply back, Pat. Right. They reply back. You have a beautiful name. I'm from Malaysia, currently living in Los Angeles. Where do you live? Right. And that's where we ended the conversation at that point. But that's how this scam works. Oh, I have a wrong number, but you seem nice. Let's be friends. And they'll message you every day. They'll try to get you to join their WhatsApp group or they message them on WhatsApp so they can keep talking to you, right? And they're going to gain your trust. After a week or two, that's when they hit you with the scam, after gaining your trust. Right? So you never want to reply to these. You know, if I get a message and it seems like a wrong number, I don't even reply. Because 99% of the time it's going to be a scam anyway. They're just trying to see if your number's active, or they're going to lead into one of these long-term deception scams. So our advice is don't reply, right? If it's a legit wrong number, they'll figure it out. But you never want to reply. You don't want to engage in conversation with these scammers. You don't want to go downloading any chat apps to keep talking with them. This type of scam, it evolves into a pig butchering scam or a romance scam that we talked about earlier in the live stream. So watch out for this one. It's a dangerous scam. And one more example of this scam I'm going to actually share with you right now. Oh, by the way, we did a video about this scam, and it's actually our most popular video. That's over on our YouTube channel. But we got over 102,000 views. It's our first and only video so far that went viral. Yeah, so here's our wrong number scam video right here. 102,000 views. Posted about a year ago. Not bad. But here's another example of a wrong number scam. Right? Hi, Byron, I'm Jane. And they include a picture. Right? And then 4 hours goes by. And they follow up. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? So look, I'm sharing this example to you for a few reasons. One, the scammers include pictures. right? We know what they're trying to do. They're trying to incentivize you to reply back. All the single folks out there, whatever, you think it's your lucky day. They're trying to get you to reply back, right? So they're doing that. But also, I share this example because notice how the initial message comes in at 1:58 p.m., right? Now, we didn't reply. We knew it was a scam, so we didn't reply. 4 hours on the dot, right? 5:58 p.m., they send a follow-up text. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? 4 hours on the dot, right? Well, the reason why is because this isn't even a real person sending these messages. It's a bot. It's a bot that's programmed. It's sending the same message, the same picture, hundreds of thousands of phone numbers, right? And then the ones that don't answer, it's programmed 4 hours later, send a follow-up. Have you gotten the pictures I sent? Right? It's a bot, right? So the bot and the AI is trying to gather your information first. You know, how old you are, male, female, age, etc., right? And once it has that information, the bot's going to hand you off to a real scammer, to an actual scammer. But initially, this is a bot, right? And this picture is probably AI, right? It's not even a real person. It was generated with AI. So don't fall for this type of wrong number scam. Even if they include a picture, doesn't mean you can trust it because of AI now. So I mentioned we did a video on this one, 102,000 views, right? Lots of comments on that video, and lots of people actually confirmed they got the exact same message, exact same picture. So don't fall for it. Wrong number scams. By the way, if you're just joining, hit that like button, say hi in the chat, let us know you're watching. You can join the free mailing list. Scamaware101.com. Hit join mailing list. It's free to join. We'll send you reminders when we're going live, send you some scam awareness tips. All good stuff. Follow us on your favorite social media. YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, X, Instagram. Have some merch available too. So check out our merch in our YouTube store. Get some scam awareness mugs and water bottles, mouse pads, stickers. Make great gifts for that friend or family member who keeps on getting scammed. Next scam we're going to talk about, faith-based group leader impersonation scams. This is when scammers pose as trusted religious leaders, priests, rabbis, pastors, to deceive members of their community, to deceive the congregation, right? And they reach out to the congregation with an urgent request for money or gift cards. And I was actually surprised to see how common this scam was. So I grabbed a few reports here from January, and this was only a few of the reports. But basically it says, contacted by our pastor, in quotes, he needed help getting some Apple gift cards for cancer patients in a hospital. It's not really their pastor, right? What these scammers do is they create a fake email address, you know, that looks like it's their pastor. And then they send this email to all the members of the congregation. You ask them to purchase gift cards. It's terrible. They make up an excuse like saying that there's cancer patients, right? It's pretty low what the scammers will do. They're using cancer patients and taking advantage of, faith-based groups. Right, but then here's another report. The person impersonates a pastor from our church in South San Francisco, asked to send money for Brazil because he has a personal emergency. So in this case, the pastor's claiming to be in Brazil and needs help, right? And look, they offer to reimburse the person and they make it seem like, hey, I just need your help. If you could do this for me. And it's pretty clever because you figure if you could trust anybody, it'd be your pastor, your priest, your rabbi. Right, but you don't realize you're talking to a scammer. There's another one. I received an email that appears to be from my priest. He asked me to buy 10 Amazon gift cards immediately. He needed to send them out. So look, 10 Amazon gift cards, probably $500 each. That's a $5,000 scam right there. Okay, so watch out for this type of scam. Warn your church members, your synagogue members. Get the word out. Warn your community. Because these scammers, they don't impersonate. They target all different faiths. It doesn't make a difference. Here's a report that says, someone saying they were my rabbi, asking me to get 5 Target gift cards, $500 each, for sick people. Right? So that's a $2,500 scam right there. And it follows the same playbook. They impersonate the faith leader, right? In this case, the rabbi. Right? And then they say they need gift cards for sick people. And how the scam works is they have the person run over to CVS, Walgreens, or someplace to buy the gift cards. And they have them take pictures and send them over. As soon as you send those pictures, that's gone. The funds are gone. It doesn't matter if you're physically holding those gift cards. You sent the pictures of it, the funds are going to get drained and you're beat. You're out of money. And here's the thing about this scam too. Sometimes they create fake email addresses that look like it's the pastor or rabbi. Other times they actually they hack into the email address. So you might get the request from the actual email address of the pastor or rabbi, right? But that doesn't mean you could trust it. It's a very common scam now. And look, this is how you protect yourself from this type of scam. So first of all, check the email address that it came from. Right? A lot of times, these scammers, they create the fake email addresses. It just looks like they reverse a letter or they leave a letter off the email address. Right? So sometimes you can spot right off the bat, wait a minute, this isn't really, my pastor's email address. Okay? But like I said, sometimes these scammers, they hack the email address. They get into it. So they might be sending you this request from that person's email address. So you still can't you can't trust the email. You have to verify through a second communication channel, meaning reach out to the person directly. Call them over the phone. Hey, did you just send me this email? Do you really need me to pick up gift cards? Right? Call the main office, right? But don't rely solely on the email or the message. And then, as always, gift card requests should always be considered a red flag, right? We mentioned that earlier when we were talking about red flags. They're dealing with a scammer. They love getting paid in gift cards because they know that you can't retrieve the money once it's sent. So it's always a big red flag if someone's requesting gift cards. Always be suspicious. Can't just trust an email. So watch out for this scam. Again, these scammers, there's no limit to who they'll impersonate. Rabbis, priests, pastors, and they target all the members of the congregation. So warn your people, let them know. This is probably a good time to mention that one of the things we do over here at Scamware 101 to make money is we'll do group presentations for faith-based organizations, community organizations, right? We'll do a remote presentation for your church, your synagogue, your community center, your HOA, right? Your group, any group you're a member of, we'll do a group presentation, and we do a Q&A with your members too, and make sure there's no questions and everything's clear. So if that's someone you're interested, reach out to us, scamware101.com. We have our contact information on the website. I'll give you more details about that. But watch out for this type of scam. And look, it's not just the faith-based organizations that they impersonate. They impersonate your friends, your family, your loved ones. I can't tell you how many times that the people I know have gotten their Facebook profile hacked, and then I'm getting messages from some random person that I haven't talked to in 20 years, on Facebook saying, hey, can you send me $500? It's like, it's a scam. They got their profile hacked. So don't fall for it. Be suspicious and always verify. Next scam we're going to talk about, crypto exchange impersonation scams. This is very similar to the bank impersonation scams, except they're impersonating crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Gemini, right? And it follows the same playbook. They call up, they say there's suspicious activity or suspicious login, right? And they're trying to trick you to get into your account or to steal your crypto. I have a few phone call examples I'm going to play for you here. The first one impersonates Coinbase. And this is actually a conversation. I kind of played along for a little bit and I recorded it. So there's a little bit of a conversation here that I'm going to play for you. And the second one's just a quick example of a voicemail. But here's the Coinbase impersonation scam.
This is about your crypto accounts or Coinbase, your digital asset platform account.
Oh, sure. What's going on?
Well, sir, with our file, there is a registered Coinbase account under your information, and we have your request that there's a request of changing your primary email address from this account. So we are calling you for the verification whether are you the one who authorizing this request to change your email or not.
No, that wasn't me.
Okay. So when was the last time you were active to your Coinbase account? Do you remember that?
I'm not sure. Can't you tell from over there?
Well, sir, right now, as I can see, there are some of the
recent login we have detected by our server. And as I can see, the requests which are coming from, it is from the different IP location in foreign country, in Mexico.
Oh,
and the next login we have found, it is in the New Jersey. So among these two locations, can you please verify me which one could be a recent or it could be a last location from where you have monitored your account? Is that from New Jersey or it is from the Mexico, the country?
I mean, I travel, so it might have been both.
Yeah, they didn't like that answer. When I said I travel, they didn't like that answer. They hung up. But what's interesting about that scam example is, they mentioned New Jersey, right? And that's where I'm from. And I was wondering, how they had that information. But then it occurred, well, I think Dave actually mentioned it when we were talking about it, is that my phone number is a New Jersey phone number. It's got New Jersey area code, right? So that's what these scammers will do. When they're calling you up, they'll look at what the area code is on your phone. And they'll say that state to try and sound more believable, more convincing. All right, so that's one example of a Coinbase impersonation scam there. Dave said they called the wrong person. That's true. Definitely called the wrong person. Whenever I get these calls from an unknown, unrecognized number, I either don't answer it or I have the microphone here. I hit record and I start recording it. So, but yeah, so that's a crypto exchange impersonation scam. Here's another one. This is just a voicemail left, but this one impersonates Gemini, another popular exchange for crypto. And it's just like a bank impersonation scam.
This is an automated call from Gemini. A new device is logged in from Singapore. If this was not made by you, press 1 to be connected to one of our representatives.
Right, so they just say there's a suspicious login. They try to trick you into talking to a scammer. All right, so watch out for these types of scams. Extremely common. Bank impersonations, crypto exchange impersonations. Don't fall for it. All right, cool. We got the usual examples pretty quick. So we're on a little ahead schedule, but we're going to jump right into the AARP scam tracking map. This is one of my favorite portions of the live stream here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go check out some recent scam reports being sent to the AARP. And we're going to see if they match the scams we're going over, if there's some different scams that we should talk about. And what's great about these reports is they give you some more details, too. So let's dive into that right now. If you haven't clicked like yet, click that like button. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Make sure to join our mailing list, scamaware101.com. And we have a link under Tools and Software page. Lots of useful links on this page, but all the way at the bottom, the last link is the AARP scam tracking map. You could narrow down the results to your zip code in your area, but I'm going to leave it nationwide. Because look, if a scam's in one area, it's pretty much in every area, right? So, and these reports are from yesterday, the 20th. So they're a day old, right? Extremely recent reports. So let's take a look here. First one says, received a text stating, last reminder, Netflix, update payment required. There you go, right? So your classic phishing text. It tells you that you need to make a payment or update your payment details. Whether it's an email, a text message. Impersonates Netflix, which is extremely common, right? A lot of Netflix impersonations out there. And they try to trick you into clicking a link to give away your payment details, right? It says you need to update your payment information. Takes you to a fake website. Looks like Netflix. Steals your payment details, right? So extremely common scam. Email, text. Don't fall for that one. And this person reported it yesterday, so it's actively circulating right now. Cryptocurrency scams. Thank you for your purchase. Your order has been successfully completed. So this is like a crypto scam, but also a fake order scam. We see this a lot. So is this PayPal one? Sometimes they say that was through PayPal. So this person got an email. Thank you for your purchase. Your order has been successfully completed. Order summary, Bitcoin order, $426. And then it has a number to call. If you do not recognize this transaction, call our support team. That has a fake number to call. So it's a classic example of a fake order scam. In this case, they're saying Bitcoin was purchased. And they say, oh, it wasn't you. Call this number. But you call that number, you're going to be connected to scammers. It was just like those fake order scams I was showing you before. You know, when they're impersonating Walmart, Amazon, they claim an order was purchased, order was made. They try to trick you into calling the number. Now in this case, it says Bitcoin was purchased. That wasn't you. Call this number. Here's one, Medicare scam. This is important to be aware of. Someone used my information, don't know how they got it, to submit Medicare claims. The claims are for over $12,000, of which over $7,000 was paid to the scammers. I did not even know until months later when I got a quarterly report from Medicare. Yeah, so this is why we mentioned earlier, somebody calls you up trying to get your Medicare information, your healthcare information, you can't trust it because this is what they're going to do. Once they get that information from you, usually your birth date, your Medicare number, your Medicare start date, those are like 3 things they ask you for. Once they have that information, they file these false claims. And then they get paid by Medicare, or you get billed, you know, for the ones that aren't covered. Right? And in this case, they got $7,000 off that scam. And they use this person information. So it's a Medicare scam. Don't trust it. Anybody calls you up, claiming to be from your doctor's office, Medicare, you got to hang up, call back directly. So again, these are all recent scam reports yesterday. Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's see. There's a newer one. Phone call saying someone was renting a car in my name using my driver's license. They said I would personally be responsible for any damage caused by that driver. They were difficult to understand. I'm not sure what they wanted from me. They did want me to give them my driver license number. I hung up because I'm working and needed to take a business call. Yeah, that definitely sounds shady. I'm not familiar with that specific scam. They're asking for your driver's license number, though, so it's definitely something they're doing with your personal information, trying to steal your identity somehow and do something with your driver's license. Interesting. Yeah, watch out for that one. You get a phone call saying someone's using your driver's license to rent a car. Don't give up your personal information. That's an interesting one. Government imposter scam. A call at 4:44 a.m. said our son was in jail and needed bail money. They asked to send Zelle by Zelle. All right, so that's similar to a grandparent scam. In this case, they're using Zelle, Apple Pay, or Cash App. That's what they requested. All red flags, right? This person said we did try 2 of the 3 pay options and it didn't work. Well, they got lucky that didn't work. So the caller asked us to drive to Walgreens or Walmart and use a green pay, another prepaid card, and someone would call us when we arrived there. Yeah, interesting details there. So look, the scammer calls at 4:44 a.m. and they're probably hoping to catch people all groggy and half asleep and not thinking straight. It tells you that your son is in jail. And look, they're asking for payments like Zelle, Apple Pay, Cash App. It's all suspicious. Can't trust those forms of payment, especially if they're telling you to go to Walgreens and Walmart. You know, it's very similar to the grandparent scam. You know, in this case, they tried to get almost $2,000 from them. That's an interesting tactic, calling that early in the morning. Because now, you know, you're not going to call your family members and stuff at 4 a.m. in the morning. So it's less likely that you're going to call people and find out it's a scam, right? That's an interesting tactic. Debt-related scam. This one looks like it has some details. Automated message gave the name and address of a person they were trying to contact and serve papers on. They could speak to an agent, so I chose that option to tell them the person they named didn't live at my address. When the agent, who had a foreign accent, asked if I knew the person, I declined to answer. The agent immediately became loud, rude, argumentative, repeatedly asked if I knew the person. When I repeatedly refused to answer, he said that no one would help me and hung up. I called the number back twice, could never get the name of their corporate office, which is how they answered once, or the name of their law firm, which is how they answered the second time. They never answered my question about who they were, but wanted me to answer theirs. They hung up on me 3 times without me ever giving information. So, yeah, there's these debt-related scams. They do that. Sometimes they'll say they have a reference number and they'll leave you a message asking you to call back. This one sounds like it got nasty. As soon as they get nasty and rude with you, I mean, it's a big red flag. Yeah, be suspicious of phone calls claiming they're debt-related. Dave's mentioning your license number can be printed onto a counterfeit physical ID or encoded into the magnetic strip. Oh, there you go, right? At the very least, fake ID. It's also used for certain, I think when you sign up for like the IRS.com and other services too, sometimes you could put your driver's license as a form of verification. Oh, there you go. Just age verification, right? You use someone else's license. So there's all sorts of stuff you could do with someone's driving license number. Definitely don't want to give that information away if somebody's trying to get it from you. Let's see what this one says. It doesn't give much details. Let's skip this one. Government imposter scam. Email from login.gov, not login.gov. Login-gov, yeah. Advising me to click a link, review my Social Security annual report. Let's see some more details about this one. Was full of errors and omissions. I'm sure it would ask for personal information if you followed through. Huh, that's an interesting scam. Say, link it to a Social Security report that's full of errors, and then it tries to steal your information when you go to correct it. Interesting scam. Yeah, any emails, be suspicious. Social Security related, phone calls. These Social Security scams are a big thing now. Lottery related scam. We mentioned this earlier in the live stream. We were talking about those fake sweepstakes scams on social media. This person reports, I keep getting calls about winning. How many times could I win a lottery? And every time they want me to pay something in advance. Fell for it once, not again. But now every morning I get scam calls, so either I don't answer or just hang up. And you know what's interesting about it? He mentioned that he fell for it once. Well, what happens is when you fall for a scam, unfortunately, you get added to a suckers list, they call it. And now other scammers will buy that list and target you even more because they figure you fell for a scam once, you'll fall for other scams. They figure you're a sucker, right? So that's probably what happened in this case. Fell for it once, and now they're calling him every day trying to get him again. But it's a fake lottery scam, publishing clearinghouse type scams. Watch out. Don't fall for those. Extremely common. Social media, phone calls, emails. Auto-related scam. Claims I had unpaid tickets. My license was going to get revoked. Yeah, we showed you examples of those earlier when we were talking about the outstanding traffic ticket scam. The text messages that claim you have your license to get suspended. Click here to pay now. All right, don't trust them. They're scams. They're still circulating. This guy reported them yesterday. Health-related scam. Repeated phone calls from different numbers about Medicare enrollment. The Medicare scams, another one. Don't trust them. You get these calls about Medicare. Sometimes they'll claim that there's changes to your benefits, or they'll claim they're going to send you a new Medicare card. Right? But they're trying to steal your information so you can file those false claims. Go look at one more batch of scams here, these next 4 reports. Here we go. I continue to get calls labeled PCH, Publishing Clearinghouse. There's another lottery scam. They come from different numbers, sometimes 3 times a day. telling you, these lottery scams, these sweepstakes scams, they're pretty common. What was that? 3 so far, just here looking at these reports? All from yesterday. Watch out for that one. Tech support scams and fraud. I'll see what this one says. It's got some details here. My father says it started when he requested support for his HP printer, and he sold him a security package and upgraded him to more security. Found explicit material, I'll say it that way, that was put on his computer by another scammer. They said they would work with him to keep him from getting arrested by the FBI. So, look, there's a lot of things happening here, right? This guy gets fooled by a tech support scam. He thinks he's talking to support, right? And then support tells him they find illegal material on his computer, right? And they say that now we're working with the FBI. And eventually they're asking him to send money. Wow, he sent them over $300,000. Oh my God. Wow. That's terrible. This guy lost over $300,000. That's a house, right? That's practically a house. Oh man. Those are the stories that are heartbreaking when you hear that. That's why we do this. That's why we do this live stream. Just to, it'd help prevent that happening. $300,000. Yep. It all started from a tech support scam. Terrible. Identity theft. That's what this one says. Data breach from local hospitals, possibly. Someone went out of state branch office where I bank, made 2 withdrawals from my accounts. They received over $10,000. They had all my information from the breach. I recommend checking your accounts daily. I'm not sure how the bank account withdrawal is tied to the healthcare breach, but both are valid. Both statements are valid, right? A lot of our data, our healthcare data has been breached, stolen from hospitals and insurance companies. And, that's another reason why these Medicare scams are so convincing, because a lot of times they know if you're on Medicare already, they know who your doctor is because they have this information from data breaches, right? And eventually this guy lost $10,000 because maybe they use that information to get access to his bank account or something. Ah, here you are. It's a snail mail scam. Actually, I have an example of one of these. I'll probably share it with you. Okay, so I received a letter from France by a wealth investor saying someone has died with my same name and left a large inheritance. They wanted to give them my info as a relative. So this is actually a very common scam, these inheritance scams. And a lot of the reports that I hear are actually snail mail letters. You'll actually receive a letter, directly to your mailbox, addressed to you, right? And it'll look like this. Here's a real example of this, right? It has a fake law office contact information logo up top. And it goes into this whole narrative about their client recently passed away and you share the same last name as them. And what's interesting about this letter is they'll actually make the last name that they say in the letter match your last name. So whoever's addressed to, they make sure that the supposed deceased relative has that same last name. And they'll say that because they couldn't find anybody else sharing the same last name, that you're entitled to $10 million inheritance. And that's basically what this letter says. But it's a scam, right? It's one of these scams where they're going to try to convince you to pay taxes or fees to receive this $10 million. And then whatever you pay, they steal and you never get any kind of inheritance. It's all a scam. And there you go. That person reported that one yesterday. Yeah, so look, these scams are still rampant. Every week we check these scam reports here on the live stream, just to get an idea of what's trending and any new details that are popping up about scams. There's a pop-up appeared online from Amazon stating there was a suspicious charge. If I didn't order, to call this number. All right, there you go. Another fake order scam. Right? One of the examples I played earlier, they impersonated Amazon. Claimed a MacBook Pro was purchased. They try to get you to call the scammers when you think you're calling Amazon. And you know what? We just crossed over our 2-hour mark here. Started streaming at 5:45. So about 7:50 right now. So this is a good time to wrap up the live stream. We saw some good scam reports here. Went over a lot of scam examples. Had some new people show up in the chat. Always appreciate some new viewers. Had the regulars pop in. Always appreciate you, Dave, Carmen, Liz, John, and anybody else that I missed here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Last chance to hit that like button if you haven't yet. And hey, don't forget to join the free mailing list, scamaware101.com. We'll send you reminders when we're going live. We'll send you some useful scam awareness tips. So go check out scamaware101.com and hit join mailing list. It's free to join. Make sure to follow us on all your favorite social media platforms: YouTube, Blue Sky, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, X. And make sure to check out our merch store. Help support the mission. Purchase a coffee mug, mouse pad, things like that. All good stuff. On that note, everybody, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, 5:45 p.m. Thursday. Spreading the good word. Keeping you safe. Have a good one, Dave. Appreciate you. I'm going to start some outro music while I get the live streams ended. Have a good one, everybody.
Got a text on your phone saying password expired. Link look weird, but your thumb feel wired. They fishing for the keys to your whole damn life. One tap, now they swimming in your bank late night. Dear customer, copy paste same line. Spelled your name wrong, can't even fake the design. Buzz in your pocket, yo, click for the check, click for the virus, click, lose respect. Scamaware 101, Jared, break it down. If it sound too sweet, better turn it around. Cash, fast love, miracle and cash. Hit the lead, not the link. We ain't falling for that. Scamaware 101, say it with your chest. Call them out, block the number, treat it like a test. If your gut say run, then you follow that drum. Scamaware, class has begun.
You must go to the store and buy gift cards.
Stop! It's a scam!
My uncle works at a hedge fund and gives me insider trading tips. Download this trading app.
Stop! It's a scam!
My bank suddenly needs my password, my PIN, and my first pet's social security number.
Stop! It's a scam!
This is urgent. You can't hang up.
Get lost, scammer.
They slide in your DMs, hey friend, long time. Photo look perfect, but the grammar ain't right. Click this link, your package on hold, but you never ordered. That story feel old. They rush you, they push you, act fast, don't wait. Soon as there's pressure, you step on the brakes. Jared, break it down, plain talk, no gloss. If they hate your questions, that's your sign to walk off. Red flags, listen when he talks. Jared got the map when the road feels dark. If it sounds too sweet, then you step back.